Good day, everyone. Jean Henderson Pierre, the Beverage Ramble, back again with you. Rehash on this beautiful day. King Cobra. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. I've had it on ice for a couple of days now. 6% ABV. Introduced in 1984 by Anheuser-Busch InBev. This is probably one of the maybe second or third beers I had when I became of drinking age, whatever year that was. Might have been 1984. No, sorry, 1994, 5, 6. Yeah, we've all snuck a little something when we were kids from our pops. So here's what the beer looks like. Nice, super. There was a name originally called the name. It was originally, someone said it was Budweiser malt liquor somehow. I think from reading the history of King Cobra. I guess it didn't really was successful. Then they changed the name to Cobra. 6%. Again, higher. A Helles Doppel, if it's considered, extra strong beers, which has been around going back to the 1950s. Country Club was one of the first few beers that you saw that came out onto the scene then. So, I'm out here this beautiful day at the park. So this was one of the first ones, and I remember going back when I had this. Country Club was one of the first. Then Schlitz, the guy sitting on the club on the beach. In the country club, the nice suits, nice jackets, hanging out, drinking and doing whatever. And that was what they, the well-to-do folks. Then they changed the marketing to to fit the more urban areas. And soon enough, that became, I won't say controversial, but became somewhat, by some, felt that it was sort of poisoning that became basically their sole market was the black and Hispanic communities. As from the 70s going into the 80s and 90s, again, a lot of sponsors who represented this, all these styles of beer. Again, the names Country Club, the Schlitz line, the Colt 45 line, of course. And I think the history, like I said, we love beer, but we always wanted beers to have a little more punch, a little more power to it, And King Cobra and Anheuser-Busch saw that and decided to jump on board, and I think that's when they heard of the Budweiser malt liquor line and now developed King Cobra, which came in '84. This one, as well as the Hurricane 6% and the Hurricane 8%, which came out in 2005. The Hurricane 6% came out, I think, 2001. The Hurricane 8.1 is sort of in response to the success of Steel Reserve. Back when he made his debut in 1998, before it became widely available in 2000. These beers have to be drank super cold, even a 6% beer. Smooth taste definitely does have that. A little corn, some little sweet, mild sweetness to it. I've always said with this and Mickey's are probably the two I would always say that kind of stand toe to toe with Budweiser in terms of lagers. I know Budweiser's a lager, but in terms of something that could stand toe to toe with Budweiser, even though Budweiser isn't a lager, these are high gravity or extra strong beers. And maybe because the ABV is considered a bit more than what Budweiser is 5%. I think that these beers can stand toe-to-toe with any lager. We know now recently Pabst Blue Ribbon has put out Pabst Blue Ribbon Extra, along with the low cal PBR Easy, which came out earlier this year, I guess. Now you have this one, the Pabst Extra, which I'm going to get sometime this week or this weekend leading into the holiday weekend. I'll probably get me and do a review of that. That's 6.5, but this could probably mirror, they may look, or probably could look at that or categorize the perhaps PBR Extra as a lager instead of a Helles Doppel. Yeah, go figure on that, but. Nice, clean, again, super cold, refreshing. Very enjoyable. Yeah, man, this is good. And also, and it's probably my last video is what I've done. Probably going to be a little bit repetitive. Miller has seemed to, or open, I don't know if Anheuser-Busch have sort of changed their mindset in terms of being open with some of their high gravity beers or their Helles Doppel or extra strong beers like Hurricane, King Cobra, which they won't necessarily talk much about on their website. Tap into your beer, you'll see it present, but most times they very rarely or proudly to display, you know, the greatness of King Cobra or Hurricane. We only get the Hurricane 8% here. The Hurricane 6%, good luck on finding it. I know my Ronald J. Terrio, Louisiana Beer Reviews, hey Jay, they get that in Louisiana, and I wouldn't mind trying it and getting the 6%. I've had the 6% of Steel, and I thought that is a very enjoyable beer. Of course, some of the stronger ones now lately, I'm kind of waning towards off of because it's just, again, they're just too strong. Yeah, they're just too heavy and too strong for me, for my taste. You know, we get the Mickey's here, fine malt liquor, the Steel, and Colt 45, and Hurricane 8, and Colt 45. And I think that's about it. Now, sometimes, from rare occasions, especially during Mardi Gras, we will get because of the stores have been getting all these shipments of different beers, we will get a Schlitz here and there, or a King, or this one here and there. Got this in Moss Point, Mississippi. Paid like $1.75 for this bottle, 32-ounce bottle in glass. What does this say? Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good deal for that. So. And beer's a lot cheaper in Mississippi. I mean, damn. I mean, I saw some things I was seeing there. I was like, shit, man. Damn, that price. I'm like, I need to move down here, man. I could do a huge overhaul and take some home, you know. Transporting alcohol across state lines. Bootlegging booze. So, yeah, I need to shave, guys. I'm just, yeah, anyway. Good, again, I've always been favorable towards King Cobra. This is it is a legendary beer. And going back to the advertising, Fred Williamson, some of you probably know the actor. He promoted this beer a lot during the 80s. As he has some rappers that were also promoting this stuff, but it seemed that the morals of the civil rights community, you know, who know the moral ethics of society, criticize a lot of these rappers and actors, you know, for promoting these beers, and say, well, why not criticize the sports athletes, you know, who are black, who are promoting, you know, Miller Lite or Budweiser or whatever during that time, you know. Why not get on them? But that was neither here nor there, and half of them are about, you know. Now you very rarely see any advertisement for any, except for maybe Colt 45. You very rarely, take that back, you very rarely see much advertising on TV nowadays for the Helles Doppel box or any of these malt liquors. None of them. They are very, very few and far between now. King Cobra, Hurricane, Ice House Edge, Steel. None of these. They don't advertise like they once did back in the 70s or 80s. It's just non-existent. But they do have a following, and thanks to a lot of beer reviewers who are reviewing a lot of these beers, and And of course, social media has also been a big help. You know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you know, Google Plus, whoever uses Google Plus, Snapchat, you know, to really promote these beers, put these beers back on the spotlight again, and even some of these specialty websites. I think one is called the 40 malt liquor ounce or 40-ounce maltliquor.com, something website. And they give you the history of malt liquors and what they are. So very clean, very refreshing drink, very good. I'm gonna enjoy some of this right now. For the rest of it, still got some left. So yeah, this is gonna be my score. I'm giving this an A. King Cobra has always been a positive for me. I enjoy it, and hopefully if you haven't had it, it's been around since 1984, going on what, 45 years now. This beer's been around, so try it. It is a classic in my book. So A+ for me. That'd be a 9. Yeah, it's a 9. Let's go ahead. Just leave it at 9. A for me for King Cobra. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. For moi, Jean Henderson Pierre, the beverage Rambleton. Keep on watching those. Cheers. Live, laugh, and love. King Cobra. Smooth taste fool ya. Yeah.